Hey everyone, I am Dilip Kumar Patil, your social science teacher. Hope you are doing good at your home. In our previous class, we are discussing about political science chapter 1, that is our constitution. In our previous class, we have successfully discussed about what a preamble of India talks and which are the salient features of our Indian constitution. Today, we will discuss one of the very important topic, that is fundamental rights. These fundamental rights of our Indian constitution have got inspiration from the US Constitution's Bill of Rights. In our Indian Constitution, fundamental rights can be seen from Article 12 to Article 35. And before discussing about fundamental rights, okay, we will try to understand why these rights are known as fundamental. Because these rights are very important for the all-round development of all the citizens of India, and these fundamental rights provides the social and political atmosphere which is necessary for the development of personality of citizens. These fundamental rights required for a person to lead a civilized life in a society, and fundamental rights are essential for the success of a democracy where we are having the population of 130 crore. There were initially seven fundamental rights which were mentioned in the third part of our constitution. However, after the 44th Amendment to the Indian Constitution, the right to property has been abolished. They are removed from the fundamental right. Now, at present, there are six fundamental rights in our Indian Constitution, which we're going to talk in our today's class. Out of these six, we will discuss three in our today's class, and remaining three we will discuss in next week. Okay, so these are the six fundamental rights which we were discussing about. Number one is right to equality. These are mentioned in the Indian Constitution from Article 14th to Article 18th. Second one is right to freedom. Okay. These are mentioned in the Indian Constitution from Article 19th to Article 22nd. Third right is right against exploitation. This is from Article 23 to 24th. Fourth one is right to freedom of religion. That is from Article 25th to 28th. Fifth one is cultural and educational rights. That is from Article 29 to 30th. And sixth one is right to constitutional remedies. That is Article 32nd. It talks about solutions. Okay. So these are the fundamental rights. Okay. So we will discuss one by one. Okay. Before discuss those fundamental rights in depth, we will try to learn somewhat background of that fundamental rights. In 1895, the National Congress urged the implementation of rights of citizens. Again, in 1895, Bal Gangadhar Tilak had demanded for the rights for people in his Swaraj Bill. In 1925, Dr. Anne Besant declared in Commonwealth of India Bill that individual freedom, freedom of conscience, freedom of speech, and equality before law, all very important. The cabinet mission of 1946 supported for the fundamental rights, and today we are having fundamental rights in our Indian constitution. So we will come to the first right, that is right to equality. This right is very essential for the success of democracy. Under this, all citizens are equal socially and economically before the law. Okay. So whenever the people of any religion or any region, okay, if they approach to the court, that might be session court or high court or supreme court, the judges of those courts treat all the people equally according to this particular right to equality right, okay, which is given to every citizen of our country. So, right to equality, it talks all the citizens are equal socially and economically before the law. All are equal before the law and nobody is above the law. All should get equal protection of the law and none should be discriminated against on the basis of their caste, religion, gender, or place of birth. As I told you, this, although the Hinduism is majority of people we can see in India, there is no discrimination of Hindu or Islam or Hindu with the Christian before the law. Okay, when the judges give the judgment, they will give, but they will not see their religion. Okay, they will not see their caste, and they will treat equally to every citizens, and they give their judgments. Okay. And gender, male or female, both are having same dignity, okay, in front of the law, and place of birth also doesn't matter, okay, when we are before the law or before the court. Okay, either you are from Kanyakumari or you are from Jammu or you are from Arunachal Pradesh or you are from Gujarat, the Supreme Court treats you equal, or your high courts they treat equal. Okay, so that is your right to equality talks about. Okay, no citizen should be subjected to any restrictions with regard to access to the shops, public restaurants, hotels, places of public entertainment, or public places of worship. So, right to equality of the Indian Constitution, it talks there should not be any restrictions to any people or any citizens to enter to the shops, public restaurants, public hotels, places of public entertainment, like if I take the example of cinema theaters. Everybody are allowed inside the cinema theaters. Before entering to the cinema theaters, nobody will ask you are belong to which caste or which caste or which religion. They will not ask, because in Indian Constitution they have mentioned about right to equality. Okay, if they do that activity, that is offensible, punishable uh, activity what they are doing. Okay, so again, public places of worship, the person maybe belong to any religion or caste, they should be allowed to enter to the temples or to the dargahs, places of worships, or churches of Christians. Okay. So under this right to equality, untouchability is an offense. Again, here this untouchability is very important thing from our exam point of view. Before this Indian constitution exists, in our Indian society, there was untouchability. Okay, evil practice was existed. Okay, the superior castes, they were keeping away to these inferior castes. Those are low castes. Okay, like if I talk clearly, okay, these upper castes like Brahmins and all those things, they were keeping away these ACs, STs, okay, from their homes. They were keeping away from, they were living away from them. Okay, so they were practicing the untouchability activity. So once the Indian Constitution came into force, in that we can see right to equality. According to this right to equality, now if anybody is practicing this untouchability, that is an punishable offense. That person who is suffering from untouchability, they can move to the police and they can ask for the help according to this right to equality, power or right given to that person, and he will get help from the police or court. And the person who is practicing this untouchability, they can get often, they can get jail. So this right has enabled every citizen to get an equal opportunity to join the government service. Okay. So according to right to equality, the every citizen who have got born in our India, they are equal, they are treated equal for the jobs. If you are eligible to apply for that job, any citizen from our India, they can apply and they can get the government jobs. Okay, so these are all things. Okay, uh, it talks about equality, it talks about equality in getting the government jobs, it talks about equality before the law, and there should not be any discrimination based on the caste, religion, gender and place of birth. Okay, so if you move to the metropolitan cities, you there are few people, they discriminate the people, okay, based on their birth. Like if I say you, uh, in few of the cities, like the persons from North India, okay, are your northeastern states citizens, when they come to the south, okay, the south peoples, okay, few people, I'm not talking about the majority, few people treat them like they are not from our India. They are like they are from Nepal or China or Bhutan, like that they will treat. Okay, so that should not be there. Okay, so because in Indian constitution, our constitution framers, they have given right to equality to each and everyone. Okay, the persons who are living in Jammu and Kashmir, or the persons who are living in Tamil Nadu's Kanyakumari, or the persons who are living in Gujarat, or the persons who are living in Arunachal Pradesh, which is that end of our eastern part of our India. So they, all the people are treated equal, okay, in front of the law and government. Okay, so that is about right to equality. Then next right, that is the second one, is right against exploitation. Right against exploitation, ಶೋಷಣೆ ವಿರುದ್ಧದ ಹಕ್ಕು ಅಂತ. Okay, so first one was right to equality. It was talking about right to equality. It talked about samanate, what you talk. Okay, samanate hakku. So after right to equality, we will try to discuss this right to freedom. Okay, right to freedom. It is one of the important fundamental right. Under this right, one who expresses his own opinion, to conduct meetings without the arms, to establish organizations, they are having the freedom. To live anywhere in India, they are having the freedom. And to follow any profession and move around the country. So this particular right to freedom, second right, it gives the freedom to talk. Okay. By this right, there are by using this right to freedom opportunity, there are many television channels, that too particularly news channels, they are running their business. Because in Indian constitution itself, they have given the right to freedom in talking, okay, or in expressing your opinion in front of others. And don't get confused with expressing the opinion today. If okay, when I talk about right to freedom or right to speak, it doesn't mean that you can scold anybody. Okay, that is not your right to freedom. Okay, you can talk about your opinion, and you can talk about any matter where you are not harming to the others. Okay, whatever you are talking, those talks should not harm to the opposite people. In such a manner you have to talk, or you have to express your opinions. That is your right to freedom. ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಅದ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಯಾರೋ ಎದುರು ಬಂದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೈಯೋದು, ಓಕೆ, ಏನೋ ಬೇರೆ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ರೈಟ್ ಟು ಫ್ರೀಡಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಟಾಕ್ ಆರ್ ದೋಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ನೀವು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕರೆದು ನಿಮ್ದು ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಆ ಭಾಷಣ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾತು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಎದುರಿನವರಿಗೆ ಹಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಎದುರು ಇರುವಂತ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾತು ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಚುಚ್ಚಿ ಮಾತಾಡದಂಗೆ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಯುವರ್ express his own opinion. Okay, and to conduct meetings without arms. Okay, so by using this right to freedom, politicians at the time of elections, they call for the rallies, lax together people, they attend that particular political rallies, where political leaders, they express their thoughts. Okay, again, according to this right to freedom, every citizen of India, he is having freedom to establish his organizations. You can establish your own organizations. You can express, you can establish your cooperative societies. You can establish your groups, and you can get together, and you can work with the cooperative, and you can get the development. Again, the right to freedom, it talks about live anywhere in India. Okay, if you are born as an Indian citizen, you can live in any part of our India. From, you can live in Jammu and Kashmir, that is the Jammu and Kashmir, Jammu and Ladakh now. Though that is not a one state. Again, they have divided it into two union territories. One is Jammu and another is Ladakh. So you may live in Jammu, or you may live in Tamil Nadu, that is the southern end in Kanyakumari, or you may move towards Gujarat or Rajasthan, or if you get fed up from the Rajasthan or Gujarat, you can move directly to the Arunachal Pradesh, and you can live in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. So that is the freedom given by the Indian constitutions to every citizens. Live anywhere, and live anywhere. It doesn't mean you will enter to the neighbor's house and he will live in their house, because there is right to freedom. I can live anywhere and ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಡ್ರಿ ಹೋಗಿ. Okay, so that is the wrong thing what you are doing. Okay, you can move around India, and you can purchase the land, and you can live. What right to freedom talks about. Okay, and to follow any profession. Okay, if you are born in India, whatever the profession you like, That might be, if you want to become a doctor, you can become a doctor. If you want to become an engineer, you can become an engineer. If you want to become a firefighter, you can become a firefighter. You can become a priest, cook, policeman. You are having a full freedom. Okay, whatever you want to become, get educated, get the required skills, personality, and get the job and work. Okay, so this second right, that is second fundamental right, that is right to freedom, gives you a freedom to follow any profession. Okay, and uh, with that profession you can move around the country. Okay, it is a protective right also, and no one can be arrested without a proper reason. This is also your right. Okay, without reason, if policeman is entering into a house and if they are arresting, you can ask for that. Okay, you can go to the court. Okay, and ask for your right, which is given in the Indian Constitution. Okay, if there is a strong reason, they can arrest you, or else if there is no reason, without reason, they cannot arrest any people or any citizen of India, and no state law can snatch the life and freedom of a citizen. Okay, so the government, any government decisions, okay, or state decisions cannot withdraw these right to freedom from the citizens. Okay. Next, we'll talk about right against exploitation. This particular right talks about the aim of right. The aim of this right is to prevent exploitation of women, exploitation of children, and the poor and the weak. Commonly, exploitation, the word comes with the poor. If you are poor, if you are weak, there will be exploitation. If you are strong enough, there, there will not be a exploitation. Because, take an example. ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಹಿರಿಯರು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹೊಡಿತಾರ? ಸಣ್ಣ ಚಿಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ. ಅದೇ ದೊಡ್ಡವರಾದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೊಡಿತಾರೇನ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾರು ನಮಗಿಂತ ಪುವರ್ ಅದರೋ, ಯಾರು ನಮಗಿಂತ ಶಕ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವೀಕ್ ಅದರೋ, ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ, ಶೋಷಣೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಹೊರತು ನಮಗ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇರೋರು ಅಥವಾ ನಮಗಿಂತ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಇರೋರ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಶೋಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೀಕರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಯಾರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವುಮನ್, ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಅ ವೀಕ್. ಓಕೆ, and children are weak, the poor people and the weak peoples. Okay, so they easily get exploited from the people. So that's why in Indian Constitution they have mentioned about right against exploitation. Okay, so all these women, children, poor people and weaker section society, they are having a right, okay, to move towards the uh, court, and they can ask for the right. Okay, if anybody is exploiting their right. Begging, the devadasi system, the practice of sati, immoral activities, and forced labor have been prohibited. Okay, according to this right against exploitation, okay, there are many evil practices from the society. Okay, we have successfully removed. Okay, like somewhere, okay, in some part of country you may see the begging. Okay, but it's not in majority. Devdasi system, that is removed. Okay, this is the Devdasi, one of the evil practice which we were following. But according to this right, this particular Devdasi system has been abolished, okay, or removed, okay, from our Indian society. ಸೊ ದೇವದಾಸಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಏನಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಮುಂಚೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ದೇವಿ ಮಂದಿರಗಳದವು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ತನಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳಾಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ವೋ ಅವ್ರು ಹೋಗಿ, ನನಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಗು ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನಿನಗೆ ಅರ್ಪಣೆ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬೇಡ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳಾದ್ರೆ ಆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಮಗನ್ನ ಆ ಒಂದು ಟೆಂಪಲ್ಗೆ ಒಯ್ದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಆ ಒಂದು ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಅದೇ ಮಂದಿರದ ಏನ್ ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬೆಳೆದು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಹುಟ್ಟಿ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಲೈಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಪೂಜೆ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಿರೋದು. ಅದೇ ತರ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಟೆಂಪಲ್ಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರು ಪ್ರವಾಸಿಗಳು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಉಳಿಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಒಳಗ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಎವಿಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್, ಒಂದು ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ರೈಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಏನದ ಆ ಒಂದು ರೈಟ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ದಿಸ್ ದೇವದಾಸಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಏನದಲ್ಲ ಅದನ್ನ ಇವಾಗ ತೆಗೆದುಹಾಕಿದಾರ. ದೇವದಾಸಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ದೇವದಾಸಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ನಡೀತಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅಥವಾ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಮುಚ್ಚ ಹಾಕ್ಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, then the practice of sati. Okay, this was also one of the evil practice which we were following before our Indian constitution existence. So according to this sati, okay, if she loses her husband, okay, if her husband dies, okay, so the wife of that person, she also need to jump into that particular fire, and she need to give her life. Okay, ಒಂದು ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಒಂದು ಏನಂತಾರೆ ಪದ್ಧತಿ ಜಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿತ್ತ. ಓಕೆ, ತನ್ನ ಗಂಡ ಸತ್ತ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಗಂಡನಿಗಾಗಿ ಏನು ಆ ಬೆಂಕಿ ಹಚ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರ ಆ ಬೆಂಕಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಕೂಡ ಜಿಗಿದು ತನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಣನ್ನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ದಿಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲಿ ತೆಗೆದು ಹಾಕಿವಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಾವ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಸತಿ ಇನ್ ಅವರ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ, and it removes the immoral activities and forced labor. Okay, forced labor, okay, have been prohibited. ಜೀತಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಮುಂಚೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಒಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಇವ್ರೇನ್ ಅಪ್ಪರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಜನ ಅದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಪೂವರ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಜೀತಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಅವ್ರ ತಂದೆ ಜೀತ ಕೊಡದ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಅವನ ಮಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇ ಸಾಹುಕಾರ ಅಥವಾ ಗೌಡನ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ಜೀತ ಕುಳಿಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅವನ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಪೂರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ನ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರನೇ ಸೇವೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಲೇಬರ್. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಅಲ್ಪ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಓಕೆ, ಅಷ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿಂತ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಿದ್ರು. ದಟ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಲೇಬರ್, ಓಕೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ರೈಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಒಂದು ರೈಟ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ತೆಗೆದುಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಲಿಂತ. Than employment of a children under 14 years of age in the mining, in the industries, in the dangerous occupations is now it is a punishable law. Okay, so ಇವಾಗ 14 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಏನಿರ್ತಾರೋ ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಬಾಲಕರು, ಓಕೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಯಾರು ಕೆಲ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಬಪ್ಲೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಅವ್ರ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸ ತಕ್ಕೋಬಾರದು. ಹಂಗೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಹೋಟೆಲ್ದವರು ಅಥವಾ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ವರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಅವ್ರ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಕೆಲಸ ತಗೊಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಬಾಲ ಕಾರ್ಮಿಕರು ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು, ಆ ಬಾಲ ಕಾರ್ಮಿಕರು ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಕಂಡು ಬಂತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಆ ಬಾಲ ಕಾರ್ಮಿಕರು ಯಾರನ್ನ ಆ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೋಗಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಎದುರುಗಡೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ರೈಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಟೇಷನ್, ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ they will punish to that particular persons. Okay, so now this is punishable, okay, under the law. So this is about your right against exploitation. Okay, ಶೋಷಣೆ ವಿರುದ್ಧದ ಹಕ್ಕು. Okay, ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ವೀಕರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಶೋಷಣೆಗಳಾಗ್ತಿವು ಅದರದ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ನಿಂದಿರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ರೈಟ್ ಅಗೇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲಾಯ್ಟೇಷನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್. Okay, so these were the rights which we have discussed in our today's class. Okay, so we have done with the right to equality, okay, where we have talked about these all the things. We have discussed about right against exploitation, and we have talked about right to freedom also. Okay, so in our next class we will discuss about remaining 3 rights which have been mentioned in our fundamental rights. Okay, till then, okay, take care, be safe in your homes, unnecessary don't come out of homes, okay, until we fight back with this particular COVID pandemic, okay. And if you are having any doubts, okay, so there is a group, WhatsApp group. Okay. In that, you can type your doubt or question, and below mention to whom you are typing. Okay, who need to solve that one. Okay, if you are talking about my subject, write my name or a social science doubt or question. Okay, and put it in your WhatsApp group. So I will be happy to answer your particular doubts or questions related to this particular topic or out of topic. You can ask. I'll be happy to answer your doubts. Okay. So see you in our next class. Till then, take care.